Slowly, slowly it will start. The process of creation. Sutuvacha Vayasakeriti Vachas Sattva Atmanah Upadharya Matim Krishne Autareyah Satim Vyadhat. Sutta Goswami says, Vaiyasaki. Sutta Goswami says that after hearing Vaiyasaki Vachaha Tattva Nishchayam, which always speaks or verifies the truth, Atmanaha Upadharyaha. So he has realized, and the realization has been spoken. Matim, concentration on Krishna. Krishna Auturyeha, the son of Uttara, that is Parikshit Maharaj. When he heard this, his mind was completely focused on Krishna. Satim Vedhata. So he is the son of Uttara, who is very chaste. Satim Vedhata. He has applied the teachings in his life. So in this way, one who applies becomes self-realized. So here now, Vaiyasaki Vachaha Tattva Nishchayam. So this verifies the truth about what? Atmanaha, about one's relationship with Krishna. Upadaryaha, just having realized. So now, the realization is on the part of the speaker also, on the part of the hearer also. Matim Krishna. Now the focus is on Krishna. Just by hearing to the words of Sukadeva Goswami, Parikshit Maharaj completely concentrated onto Krishna within the heart. So Parikshit Maharaj, the son of Uttara, after hearing the speeches of Sukadeva Goswami, which were all about the truth of the self, applied his concentration faithfully upon Lord Krishna. So purpose of hearing is what? That has been given in this verse. What is the purpose of hearing process? To focus our concentration onto Krishna. That means, Savai Mana Krishna Padar Vindeho. One should reach that level. That always one should think of Krishna within the heart. Then automatically all the senses will be applied in Krishna's service. Okay, Ravindra Sachiputra Prabhu, read.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Chapter 4, the process of creation, text 1. Uta Uvacha Vaiyasakiriti Vachas Tattva Nishchayam Atmanaha Upadharya Matim Krishne Autareyah Satim Yadhat. Translation. Sutta Goswami said, Maharaj Parikshit, the son of Uttara, after hearing the speeches of Shukadeva Goswami, which were all about the truth of the self, applied his concentration faithfully upon Lord Krishna. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The word Satim is very significant. This means existing and chaste, and both imports are perfectly applicable in the case of Maharaj Parikshit. The whole Vedic adventure is to draw one's attention entirely unto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna without any diversion, as instructed in Bhagavad Gita 15.50. Fortunately, Maharaj Parikshit had already been attracted to the Lord from the very beginning of his body, the womb of his mother. The womb of his mother, he was struck by the Brahmastra atomic bomb released by Ashwatthama. But by the grace of Lord, he was saved from being burned by the fiery weapon. And since then, the king continuously concentrated his mind. Concentrated his mind upon Lord Krishna, which made him perfectly chaste in devotional service. So by natural sequence, he was a chaste devotee of the Lord. And when he further heard from the Shukadeva Goswami that one should worship the Lord only and no one else, even though full of all desire or desireless, his natural affection for Krishna was strengthened. We have already discussed these topics. To become a pure devotee of Lord Krishna, two things are very much essential. Namely, having a chance to be born in the family of a devotee and having the blessings of a bona fide spiritual master. By the grace of Lord Krishna, Parikshit Maharaj had both opportunities. He was born in family of such devotees as the Pandavas. And just to continue the dynasty of the Pandavas and to show them special favor, the Lord specifically saved Maharaj Parikshit, who later on, by the arrangement of the Lord, was cursed by the boy of the Brahmana and was able to get the association of such a spiritual master as Shukdev Goswami. When Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is said that a fortunate person, by the mercy of spiritual master and Lord Krishna, achieved the path of devotional service. This was perfectly applicable in the case of Maharaj Parikshit. By way of being born in a family of devotees, he automatically came in touch with Krishna. And after being so contacted, he constantly remembered him. Consequently, Lord Krishna gave the king a further chance for development in devotional service by introducing him to Shukdev Goswami, a stalwart devotee of the Lord with perfect knowledge in self-realization. And by hearing from a bona fide spiritual master, he was perfectly able to concentrate his chaste mind further upon Lord Krishna as a matter of course. Hare Krishna.
No, Satim Matim. Satim Matim is very important. Satim Matim. Satim means chaste, Matim means mind. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, Satim Matim also refers to undiluted mind. Satim also refers to chaste. Mother is also chaste, son is also chaste, undeviated. When you say this person is this lady is a sati, sati means one who is undeviated from her service to her husband. So a real pati is Krishna. So if a person is undeviated in the service of Krishna, it becomes Satim Matim. So this word is very important, Satim Matim. Atmajaya Sutagara Pashudravina Bandhushu Raje cha vikale nityam virudha mamatam jahau. Atmajaya Sutagara Pashudravina Bandhushu Raje cha vikale nityam virudha mamatam jahau. So Atma Jaya. Atma means body. And Jaya means wife. Sutaha, son. Agara, palace. Then Pashu, horses, elephants. Dravina, treasury house. Bandhushu, friends and relatives. Rajya, the kingdom. Cha. So many things have been given. Avikale, without getting disturbed. Nityam virudham mamatim jahav. Without getting disturbed, he gave up. Jahav gave up. Why? Because his affinity towards Krishna increased. That is why when his love for Krishna increased, it got deep-rooted, virudham, but also nityam. Then it was very easy for him to give up his kingdom, personal body, wife, children, palace, houses, elephants, treasury house, friends, relatives, and his undisputed kingdom. Paraisha anubhava viraktir anyatracha. How a person can understand his growth in devotion, it is like tula. Tula means the weight. If you have more devotion, then disattachment to material things will come. Paraisha anubhava. The more attachment to Krishna, Satimati, the previous word, Satimati, because undeviated focused attention on Krishna, then automatically Viraktir Anyatracha. Virakti can happen for everything. Okay. Aruna Mataji, read.
Hare Krishna. Text 2. Atmajaya Sutagara Pashudravina Bandhushu Rajye Chavikale Nityam Viruda Mamatam Jaho. Translation. Maharaja Parikshit, as a result of his wholehearted attraction for Lord Krishna, was able to give up all deep-rooted affection of his personal body, his wife, his children, his palace, his animals like horses and elephants, his treasury house, his friends and relatives, and his undisputed kingdom. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. To become liberated means to become free from Dehatma Buddhi, the illusory attachment for personal bodily coverings and everything connected with the body, namely wife, children, and all other entanglements. One selects a wife for bodily comforts.
Your voice is not heard. Haribol.
And as such, a residential
1 minute,
house
again
is
read that
also
line.
necessary.
Again read the line. Your voice got disconnected. One selects a wife.
One selects a wife for bodily comforts, and the result is children. For wife and children, one requires a dwelling place, and as such, a residential house is also necessary. Animals like horses, elephants, cows, and dogs are all household animals, and a householder has to keep them as household paraphernalia. In modern civilization, the horses and elephants have been replaced by cars and conveyances with considerable horsepower. To maintain all the household affairs, one has to increase the bank balance and be careful about the treasury house. And in order to display the opulence of material assets, one has to keep good relations with friends and relatives, as well as become very careful about maintaining the status quo. This is called material civilization of material
See,
attachment.
Prabhupada writes so
Devotion-
powerfully. What is material attachment or what is material civilization? Trying to balance the status by maintaining the friends, maintaining one's status. This is all known as material attachment. Yes.
Devotion for Lord Krishna means negation of all material attachments as detailed above. By the grace of Lord Krishna, Maharaja Parikshit was awarded all material amenities and an undisputed kingdom in which to enjoy the undisturbed position of king. But by the grace of Lord, he was able to give up all connections with material attachment. This is the position of a pure devotee. Maharaja Parikshit, due to his natural affection for Lord Krishna as a devotee of the Lord, was always executing his royal duties on behalf of the Lord, and as a responsible king of the world, he was always careful to see that the influence of Kali would not enter his kingdom. A devotee of the Lord never thinks of his household paraphernalia as his own, but surrenders everything for the service of the Lord. Thereby, living entities under a devotee's care get the opportunity for God realization by the management of a devotee master. Thereby, living entities under a devotee's
Under
care
a devotee's care, get the opportunity for God realization by the management of a devotee master. It's a very important word.
God
It's very much
realization
important for the devotees who are like leaders to give opportunity to serve Lord. This is very much important. Gyandeep Prabhu, please mute your phone. Leaving this, see this every word of Srila Prabhupada. Wait, Aruna, wait. Every word of Srila Prabhupada is very important here. Leaving entities under a devotee's care. What it means? There's so many people who come under the care. Immediately the devotee care master, we call devotee care leader, DCL, devotee care leader, he should take the opportunity somehow to hook that person in Krishna consciousness. So in the beginning, it is not just by jnana. It is by making them do physical services. It is by making them do, because jnana is there, but that person has not that sukruti to get the jnana. By physical services, by their involvement in the temple festivals, by making them walk. Some jnana should be there, no doubt. But so much of jnana, but no service will only make them superficial devotees. Making them do some dana, give them opportunity to walk, to encourage them to take part. Very important. Very important on the part of the devotee master. Prabhupada writes, if a devotee considers himself a preacher, then he should do that, because he has taken the responsibility of propagating Krishna consciousness. And what is Krishna consciousness? It is not just giving jnana, it is application of jnana, vijnana also. Yeah.
attachment for household paraphernalia and for Lord Krishna go poorly together.
Poorly together. See here.
Mm.
Attachment for household paraphernalia and for Krishna go poorly together. If you don't teach Virakti, it's impossible. So sacrifice. What is dana? Dana means sacrifice. If you don't allow a person to give some charity, don't give the opportunity to give charity, what will happen? Virakti will not happen. If Virakti is not there, Paraishanubhava will never come. That is why our festivals, our mood is to beg. Simple. Srila Prabhupada writes, I am the most humblest beggar. Our mood is to beg people to chant, beg people to donate, beg people to come, beg people to walk. This should be our mood. Then we are with the mood of Srila Prabhupada. Today also our Guru Maharaj goes and begs to new people. It's not new people or old people. We should know to speak. We should know to tell. It's very much important. Yena kena prakarena. Bring people in Krishna consciousness. Okay.
One attachment is the path of darkness, and the other attachment is the path of light. Where there is light, there is no darkness, and where there is darkness, there is no light. But an expert devotee can turn everything to the path of light by an attitude of service to the Lord. And the best example here is the Pandavas. Maharaja Yudhishthira and the householders like him can turn everything to light by dovetailing so-called material assets in the service of the Lord. But one who is not trained or is unable to turn everything to the service of the Lord, Nirbandha Krishna Sambandhe, must give up all material connections before he can be fit to hear and chant the glories of the Lord. Or, in other words, one who has seriously heard Srimad Bhagavatam for even one day, like Maharaja Parikshit, from a fit personality like Sukadeva Goswami, may be able to lose all affinity for material things. There is no utility simply in imitating Maharaja Parikshit and hearing Bhagavatam from professional men, even for 700 years. To take Srimad Bhagavatam as a means of maintaining family expenditure is a grossest type of Namaparada offense at the feet of the Lord. Sarva Shubha Kriya Samyam Api Pramadaha.
Pramadaha. To take Srimad Bhagavatam as a means of maintaining family expenditure, grossest Namaparada. And then very clearly it has been said, no utility simply in imitating Maharaj Parikshit and hearing Bhagavatam, even from professional men. There are so many professional speakers. They sing, they have that all musical instruments, they'll sing, they will have a big crowd, but no connection of that crowd to Lord. Just they'll speak and they demand a lot of money. Somebody is an organizer, they give big money, but the public is not hooked in Krishna consciousness. What is the use? So many people come, they take their habits are also not gone. They drink cigars, they drink tea. What is the use of that person who is speaking? He has done all drama on the stage. It's just a drama on the stage, simple. In a dramatist, they have drama. How many people really get transformed by the drama? So just don't be a dramatist. Try to hook people in Krishna consciousness by just involving it. See, if involvement is there, then that love can come out. If you don't involve, there is no use. Or what will happen? Like drama will be doing. Another person will hear, they will go away. No transformation. Same tea, coffee, everything will be going on. Same cigarettes will be going on, same everything will be going on, same TV will be going on. No transformation at all. That's why very much important. Achar, prachar. First follow, then preach. Connect. Preaching is a very artistic and a technical technical work for Krishna this is. And in this, somehow, all the time, there should be only one thought: how I should accomplish the mission of my spiritual master. My Shiksha Guru, my Diksha Guru, they have taken certain responsibilities. How should I accomplish? If that mood is there, understand surrenderance is there. If that mood is not there, then show off is there. It's a very clear, because here Prabhupada has mentioned devotee master. Prabhupada has mentioned the word also, don't be a professional person. 700 years also, there will be no 700 years, Prabhupada writes. Why this word 700 years? Sat Janam. One Janam, even if you count 100 years, Sat Janam में भी कुछ सुधार नहीं आएगा. Why? A professional, artificial. A real inclination should be to ask, to see what our Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru wants. What is their mission? Are they struggling? Let me also take part in their struggle. Srila Prabhupada's disciples succeeded just because they took up the mission of Srila Prabhupada. Their disciples succeeded because they took the mission on their head. Take the mission on the head, or we will be just a professional reciter. We don't want that. By studying Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, we don't want just to be a professional reciter. We want every one of us to take up the mission of Srila Prabhupada. Yena kena prakarena, hook and help. Make everyone do the sevas. Pracha chemam evartham yanmam pruchhata sattamaha krishnanubhava shravane shraddhadhano mahamanaha samstham vigyaya sanyasya karma trayi vargiham chayat vasudeve bhagavati atma bhavam drudam gataha papracha. This word papracha is very important word. Prakrushta rupena prachaha. The questions which is based on Krishna, they are papracha. They are sampurna. They are perfect. Prakrushta, they are perfect. Cha imam evaha artham. So those questions are very perfect. And they have some purpose. Yat mam, they are for me, they are asking about me. Prechata, you are asking Sattamaha, O sage, O sages. Now Shaunakadi Rishi asked Sutta Goswami all the questions. So Sutta Goswami is saying, your questions are very wonderful. They are about Krishna, and you are asking to me, O great sages, Krishna Anubhava Shavane, because you are always in thought of Krishna. That is why you want to hear. Shattadhanaha, with full faith. Mahamanaha, samstham vigyaya mahamanaha. Even the great soul Parikshit Maharaj, when he was informed, samstham vigyaya, he was informed about the death. Sanyasyaha, he renounced. Karmaha, all fruitive activities. Traivargikam, he renounced dharma, artha, kama. Cha yat vasudeve bhagavati atma bhavam. His attraction for Krishna, Vasudeve Bhagavati, dridam gataha. It became firmly fixed because he inquired about Krishna. The more we inquire, the more we can have the renouncing attitude. Or it will be only sangraha. If we don't ask about Krishna, para ishanubhava, virakti will never come. That has been given here. He has been informed about death. He could renounce fruitive activities. What is renunciation? Sacrificing. When a person can sacrifice? Only when he hears about Krishna with rapt attention. Shatadhana. These are the qualities of a devotee. The more one hears, the more one sacrifices. The more one sacrifices, the more one gets fixed up with love for Krishna. When you give your children, when you love your children, like you are eating bhajis, pakodas, and your child has finished the plate and looking at your plate, mother, without asking, the child gives from her plate, understanding the moral. Oh, my child has loved the pakodas. She will not think of gulping it. Oh, he's seeing my plate, let me eat it. No, that is not love. The moment you hold things, that is not love. Without anything asked, you don't have to be told. It should come in on our consciousness. But I should sacrifice, I should make others also sacrifice. Festival is not one man's show. Festival is, now Janmashtami is coming. I mean, when Mataji is expressed about Janmashtami, yes, she's taking the pressure of Janmashtami. This should be the quality of a devotee. One should take the whole burden on his head, considering that this is my festival. Every devotee, if he considers this, then he can become a natural beggar. He should become a natural beggar, not an artificial beggar. You should think that I don't have anything to eat. Then a person, how he naturally begs, see how a natural beggar is. He's not an artificial beggar, it's a natural beggar. Because festivals are only the means to accomplish many of the projects. And this can only come with jnana. Make people hear. Till the time they don't remove, their love for Krishna will never be deep-rooted. Somehow do it. Somehow make people fixed up in Krishna consciousness. And that can only come tan, man, dhan. Krishna speaks about it in 12th chapter Bhagavad Gita. Make people serve physically. We don't want people to come also. Then we should make the people come, do the service. Tan. Man. Let the mind be focused on Krishna. That is also not happening. Okay, dhan. Remove something. So all these things are very important. When we learn, we have to apply. Questions based on Krishna. Very good. It should be asked. Again and again, it should be asked. How am I going to progress? How am I going to progress? How am I going to serve? Prabhupada is to ask only one question. Every time to his spiritual master. How best I can serve you? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is to ask only one question, his guru, his Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru. How best I can serve? If you see the Gaudiya Math, which has been established in Bombay, was the hard work of Srila Prabhupada. So that is how one accomplishes the mission of his Diksha Guru, Shiksha Guru. Simple. Okay, Vrindavan Mataji, read. And the purport will be shared by two devotees. Sanjay Prabhu will read, and Srila Rupa Goswami spoke thus, that from there. Okay, read.
Hare Krishna. Paprichate mam evartham yanamam prichata sattama Krishna anubhava shravane shraddhadhano mahamana samstham vigyaya sanyasya karmatarai vargikam chayat Vasudeve Bhagavati Atmabhavam Dridam Gataha. O great sages, the great soul Maharaj Parikshit, constantly wrapped in thought of Lord Krishna, knowing well of his imminent death, renounced all sorts of fruitive activities, namely acts of religion, economic development, and sense gratification, and thus fixed himself firmly in his natural love for Krishna, and asked all these questions exactly as you are asking me. The three activities of religion, economic development, and sense gratification are generally attractive for conditioned souls struggling for existence in the material world. Such regulated activities prescribed in the Vedas are called the karma kandiya conception of life, and householders are generally recommended to follow the rules just to enjoy material prosperity both in this life and in the next. Most people are attracted by such activities. Even in the activities of their modern godless civilization, people are more concerned with economic development and sense gratification without any religious sentiments. As a great emperor of the world, Maharaj Parikshit had to observe such regulations of the Vedic Karma Kandiya section. But by his slight association with Shukadeva Goswami, he could perfectly understand that Lord Krishna, the absolute personality of Godhead Vasudev, for whom he had a natural love since his birth, is everything, and thus he fixed his mind firmly upon him, renouncing all modes of Vedic Karma Kandi activities. This perfectional stage is attained by a Jnani after many births. Jnanis, or the empiric philosophers, liberation are thousands of times better than thousands of such Jnanis. One is liberated factually. And out of hundreds of thousands of such liberated persons, even one person is rarely found who can firm his lordship.
Your voice is breaking.
Lord hymns, point 19. Maharaja Parikshit is specifically qualified with the word Mahamanah, which puts him on an equal level with the Mahatmas described in the Bhagavad Gita. In the later age, also there have been many Mahatmas of this type, and they also gave up all Karmakandiya conceptions of life, solely and wholly depending on the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna. Lord Chaitanya, who is Lord Krishna himself, taught us in his Shikshashtaka, Ashlishyavapādaratam pinashtumam adarsanam marmahatam karotuva yatha tatha vividhato lampato matprananathastu sevanapara. Lord Krishna, who is the lover of many devotees, women, may embrace this fully surrendered maidservant, or may trample me with his feet, or he may render me broken-hearted by not being present before me for a long duration of time. But still, he is nothing less than the absolute Lord of my heart. I think now Shri Rupa Goswami's section
Yeah,
starts.
Sanjay Prabhu, do it.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandavat sir.
Yeah.
Srila Rupa Goswami spoke thus. Virachemai dandam dina bandho dayam va gatir ihena bhavta kachit anya mamasati nipatatu shatak
Shatakoti.
shatakoti nirbharam va navam bhav tadapi kila
Payodha
payodha stuyate
stuyate.
chatakena. O Lord of the poor, do what you like with me. Give me either mercy or punishment, but in this world I have none to look to except your lordship. The Chataka bird always prays for the cloud, regardless of whether it showers rains or throws a thunderbolt. Srila Madhavendra Purohit, the grand spiritual master of Lord Chaitanya, took leave of all Karmakandi obligations in the following words. Sandhya Vandana Bhadram Astu Bhavato Bho Snana Tubhyam Namo Bo Deva Pitrascha Tarpana Vidhau Naham Kshama Shamayatam Yatra Kwapi Nisadye Yadava Kulotamasya Kamsadvisha Smaram Agam Harami Tad Alam Manye Kim Anyen
This verse we find in Bhagavad Gita also. Sandhya Vandanam Bhadramastu. I pay obeisances to all the rituals. Because now I don't have time for them. That is what Madhavendra Puri says. Read all this. Very
O my
important
evening prayer,
verses.
all good unto you. O my morning bath, I bid you goodbye. O demigods and forefathers, please excuse me. I am unable to perform any more offerings for your pleasure. Now I have decided to free myself from all reactions to sins simply by remembering anywhere and everywhere the great descendant of Yadu and the great enemy of Kamsa, Lord Krishna. I think that this is sufficient for me. So what is the use of further endeavors? Srila Madhavendra Puri said further, Mugdam mam dantu niti nipuna Bhrantam muhur vedika mandam bandhava sanachaya jada Diyam Mukta
Mandam.
Dara Sodara Unmatam
Mattam. Dhanimo.
Dhanimo Vivek Chatura Kamam Maha Dambikam Muktum na kshamate manag api manu govinda padis spraham. Let the sharp moralist accuse me of being illusion. I do not mind. Experts in Vedic activities may slander me as being misled. Friends and relatives may call me frustrated. My brothers may call me a fool. The wealthy Maimonites may point me out as mad, and the learned philosophers may assert that I am much too proud. Still, my mind does not budge an inch from the determination to serve the lotus feet of Govinda, though I be unable to do it. And also, Prahlad Maharaj said, Dharmartha Kam iti yo abitas trivarga iksha trayine damo vividha che varata manyetad etad akhilam nigamasya satyam svatamar apunam swasurida paramasya pumsa. Religion, economic development, and sense gratification are celebrated as three means of attaining the path of salvation. Of these, Ikshatrayi, especially, that is knowledge of the self, knowledge of fruitive acts and logic, and also politics and economics, are different means of livelihood. All these are different subjects of Vedic education, and therefore I consider them temporary engagements. On the other hand, surrendering unto the Supreme Lord Vishnu is a factual gain in life, and I consider it the ultimate truth. Bhagavatam 7.6.26. The whole matter is concluded in the Bhagavad Gita 2.41 as Vyavasatmika Buddhi, or the absolute path of perfection. Sri Baladev Vidyabhushan, a great Vaishnava scholar, defines this as Bhagavad Archana Rupeka Nishkam Karmabhir Vishuddha Chitta, accepting transcendental living service to the Lord as the prime duty, free from fruitive reaction. So Maharaj Parikshit was perfectly right when he firmly accepted the lotus feet of the Lord Krishna, renouncing all karma-kandi conceptions of life.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
So here we'll stop. Now Raju, what the questions? What will the questions placed by Parikshit Maharaj to Sukadeva Goswami? Now see, there are so many change of conversations. One is Shaunakadi Rishi asking Sutta Goswami mentioning that how Parikshit Maharaj also has the similar questions. And now Parikshit Maharaj questions are put. So we should understand Sutta Goswami is actually reciting all this, telling about how Parikshit Maharaj asked the questions to Sukadeva Goswami. Okay. Any questions based on this, you can ask. We will have class tomorrow also. Next week, I'll give off on Tuesday. You can study. Okay. Next week, Thursday class will be there. Saturday, Sunday exam. One class next week. Okay. Any
I
questions
don't know
based
how
on
to
this?
react much.
Don't worry, you will get very nice marks. Jai Mohan Prabhu, mute your phone.
Hare Krishna, I wanted to ask.
That's a question you want to ask.
Mataji, he says that I don't have time for rituals.
I don't have time for?
Rituals.
I don't have time for rituals. This morning I cannot do all so many ritualistic work because wherever I'm sitting, I'm chanting the holy name. I'm not able to do. Achha, your question is why we are doing Sandhya Vandanam. Brahmin initiated devotee does Sandhya Vandanam. Is it that? Is your question based on that?
Yeah.
Okay, understood. We are sadhakas. We are not at the level of Madhavendra Puri because we have many agendas. Just don't take one. And Guru Maharaj has given us Brahman initiated, at time he gives the 7 Gayatris. That is for our purification. Only at that level where even these things are not required actually. Because wherever he is sitting, he is chanting. I have not gone to that stage. Well, I have many other agendas. He is not only telling that, he's telling many other things also. I don't have time for my or I don't, all these things are good. Giving to demigods, giving to forefathers, everything. But because I'm sitting, wherever I'm sitting, I'm chanting. That is one level. Madhavendra Puri is Ajgara Pravritti Sannyasi. We are just sadhakas. So for our purification, yes, Gayatri is required. When Srila Prabhupada has set a principle, we have to follow that. Okay.
Mataji, one small question.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
here we see Bhagavatam Katha is going on, and it's not that it's a one-time thing. It's an eternal thing which has been going on. But everywhere the situation and the context will be different. So how come they are quoting it as it is?
This is the Bhagavatam of this earthly planet. There is a Bhagavatam in different lokas. Like the biggest Bhagavatam is with Yamaraj. So there the shlokas will be again and the leelas will be again. Lord's leelas are not just fixed up leelas. This is the Bhagavatam which is given for now Kali Yuga people. 5,000 years before, Bhagavatam is written, taking into consideration some of the leelas of Krishna. Not that everything is covered. How can a person cover everything? Sutta Goswami clearly says to the sages of Naimishan, to the extent I could hold, I am giving them Aditani. To the extent I could hold, I am speaking it. In the same way, but the whole thing has been given, but it all depends to the extent a person can receive.
Like maybe I didn't word it properly. My question is, for example, even in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that this knowledge has been given to me earlier also, to Ikshvaku, to Vivaswan. So there also, here he is speaking to Arjun in a certain context wherein he is not ready to fight. And then it starts in that context and those words are coming perfectly in that situation. And he has given the same thing to Vivaswan also. So then
He has
also
given
was
the same thing to
situation.
Yudhishthira Maharaj also. He has given the same thing to Uddhava also.
So is he referring to the word verbatim or the knowledge in itself? Like
Knowledge. Knowledge. Not just words. Words come out in different forms.
Yes.
But like a preacher, the same, if you give a word, a shloka to one preacher, you give it to another preacher. Everybody will speak on the same subject. Words may differ. Realization will be is up to their realization. To the extent of the realization, they will speak. But they should anchor in the perfect knowledge. Knowledge is not dependent on the words. Knowledge is dependent on the principles. Principles should not deviate.
That cannot be confirmed. So there, when Parikshit Maharaj asked, he had only 7 days at his disposal. And Shukdev Goswami, naturally, he could not go into details. And within those 7 days, he tried to complete it. And now we have a situation wherein all the rishis, they don't have such kind of restriction. So naturally, it can just go on and on. So where...
It is not stopping, na? You tell me. Nityam Bhagavata Seva. Every day you should study.
Then in between we see the like questions asked by Parikshit Maharaj and answers given by Shukadeva Goswami. They are just interspersed. And it's not like in a continuous thing as a string.
Yeah, it's not a continuous thing, but it is relating. He is relating all the incidents. What all happened. How Parikshit Maharaj asked the questions. Answers, yes. According to the realization, whatever he could gather, he is answering. That is his humility. It's the humility of Sutta Goswami to tell that I am only speaking what I have realized.
So it's not that how Parikshit Maharaj asked certain questions on day one and how he answered. It's not in that order. This is according to how the questions are being asked by Shaunakadi rishis, and then he's responding and correlating it with that.
See, day 1, day 2, day 3, this is all perfect management. You're not speaking about that. Knowledge is beyond management. Essence, what has been given. Say day 1, day 2, this is all our culture. Day 1, this happens, day 2, this happens, then we put in the format. Whole day it is going on. From morning to night, Vayamna Vitrupyama Uttama Shloka Vikrame. What day 1 and day 2? There was no night only. Continuous for 7 days, continuously was speaking. So there was nothing like day 1, day 2, the night 1, night 2.
Very true.
The flow of the flow was going on, the questions were going on, answers were going on. Where the time, nobody is thinking about the time, nobody is thinking about the food, nobody is thinking about the water. And so the answer is given, na vayam na trupyama, we are not thirsty, I am not thirsty, I am not hungry. You go on, you go on. Swadu, swadu, pade, pade.
Actually, I'm so foolish. Whenever I'm reading or I'm listening, immediately first I'll place myself in their shoes and think, okay, how will it be? Then I was thinking, if I am there, naturally I'll put it in this order. This is how it was going on, and I'll present it. Then it
Beyond time and space, beyond time and space. Because Sukadeva Goswami is not an ordinary person, Parikshit Maharaj is also not ordinary. He is Vishnurattam, Vishnuratam. He is not ordinary. Parikshit Maharaj is not ordinary, nor Sukadeva Goswami is ordinary. We are just sadhakas, we are just following what our Srila Prabhupada has told us. Our Guru Acharya wants us to do.
Very true.
So we cannot even think of putting ourselves in their shoes. We just can only follow what our acharyas have told.
Yes, that's why I said foolishly on
Yeah.
my part.
That is why we have to just see that how best we can serve our mission. Thus, Prabhupada wants us to learn, wants us to study, wants us to read his purports, we are reading. Because Prabhupada stays in his books.
Very true.
Okay. Sanjay
Thank
Prabhu,
you
any
so
doubt?
much.
No doubt.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
See, in this, you were saying that doing Bhagavad Katha for subsistence is wrong. It's aparad. Nowadays we have every Tom, Dick and Harry doing it.
Aparad only, na? It is aparad only, na? That is not going to transform. That is not going to give any transformation. That is not going to give. And that speaker will not have the guts to even tell the truth. Only the Guru who has guts to scold, understand that Guru is a real Guru. Who has guts to scold. One who is like dependent on others' money, they become slave of Maya. Prabhupada is to call rascals and fools. Prabhupada was not afraid. But these type of gurus, they will speak, they'll put some polish and speak in this way. But that is not going to work out. That's not going to give any transformation in the hearts of the people.
But something is better than nothing, Mataji. If they don't sit there, they will be doing something else.
No, nothing is better. It is like the milk which is poisoned. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu writes, it's also milk. Why not to give that milk? Now the snake has touched that milk. In the same way, snake-like tendency touches the purity, then that is not going to give good effect.
But if the speaker is genuine, like we have many devotees now.
Genuine speaker, we are not talking about genuine speaker. Genuine speaker is genuine speaker. We are talking about those who are interested in making money.
Only commercial.
We are not talking about genuine speakers. There are genuine speakers, no doubt. There are genuine speakers who have big public also. Just by hearing them, they get transformed. But there are speakers who are interested only in the money. Two types of speakers are there. Prabhupada also writes two types. One will be materially attached, one will be spiritually attached. Okay, stop here. Today we'll meet, tomorrow we'll meet again. And
Thank you. Hare Krishna.